The Marvel Universe is full of characters who generate power from all different sources. One of the most epic of all these forces is the cosmic one. Forget being able to lift something just because you're really strong. Today we're gonna look at the baddies who can rip holes through space-time and restructure reality to their liking. Hello again, Top 10 Nerd family. I'm your host Cytorack and welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. Today we will be taking a look at the dark overlords who can manipulate the power cosmic with our list of the top 10 powerful cosmic Marvel villains. Make sure you stick around until the end of the list because I'm going to give you guys my picks for the most anticipated superhero video games, and check out our new channel, Top 10 Central Vibe. This channel is starring me, and it's me all the time. It's an amazing comedy reaction channel and it's going to be so much fun, you're not going to want to miss it. Check out this clip right over here. Just like blup blup blup. Oh, and that was for sure poo. This is going to be Top 10 Central Vibe. Hope you guys like it. It's going to be starring me all the time. We're in the Illuminati. And right before we get into this video, I wanted to give a huge shout out to our sponsor. Do your nether regions look like a Wookiee's back after he wakes up from hibernation? Well, it's time you invest in the Manscape Perfect Package Kit 3.0. Manscape is the only brand that specializes in keeping your family jewels so sleek they look like they could be on the cover of GQ magazine. And the fine folks over there shot me over all the tools we need to make it happen. First, we got the Lawnmower 3.0. It's a marvel in precision trimming that will make sure you can get the perfect shave without doing any damage to your southerly Mona Lisa. It's waterproof, cordless, and revs up with a 7,000 RPM motor. And after you're done trimming your beneath beard to look like Wolverine's grizzled stubble, it's time to do some post-care with the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner. I mean, we put deodorant on our pits, so we should put deodorant on our bits. And to make sure you always got the goods to stay fresh, you can sign up for the hygiene plan and get supplies every 3 months. And Manscaped wants to hook you up with some presents for having an undercarriage cleaner than a Christmas special. Right now you can get the Shed Travel Bag and the Anti-Chafe Boxers. If you want to get even more serious about male grooming, then you need to know that Manscaped can hook you up with products for your nails, hair, and body. Use the promo code TOP10 to get 20% off, free shipping, and your 2 special gifts. Get in it right now. Your balls and body will thank you. Coming in at number 10, we have the Brood. Being the first predator in the universe is a good way to get you on this list. If you're unfamiliar with the Brood, they are an insect-like race that goes through the universe and literally consumes everything in sight. They are basically a hive mind that are all controlled by the Brood Queen. They are extremely hard to kill and they spread like wildfire. Not only do they suck the universe dry for everything good, they genuinely enjoy the suffering of others. That's very rude of them. The Brood have multiple limbs, tails that have poisonous stingers on them, wings that come out of their back, and an exoskeleton that acts like armor. And it's not so much that one Brood is hard to kill, but it's that, like any insect, once they infest an area they will start to spread, and you have to fight thousands if not millions of them. All of them can communicate telepathically with the Brood mother, so if you start fighting one of them, then she can send a whole army after you in seconds, and they all know how to work together in a massive hive mind. Coming in at number 9, we have the Phalanx, a race of robot humanoids who have been captured and controlled so they can be used as weapons. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a fun existence, but there is a good reason for it. The reason that they have basically been used as living weapons is because they are really good at what they do. They love to take over worlds. Through their existence, they have taken tech from 100,000 different species, and they have used it to upgrade themselves and make their tech even more powerful. And they've been alive for what they say is 100,000 life cycles, and they've also caused the extinction of 200,000 races. That's one hell of a resume. You want these guys in your back pocket if you ever go to war with anyone across the universe. Their goal is to assimilate the whole universe into Phalanx, and it's thought that they are controlled by a titan who resides in a black hole. They go from planet to suck each one dry for all of its resources and take all of the good tech. With each planet they consume, they become more powerful. Coming in at number 8, we have Ego, the living planet. Being a massive planet that only has one purpose but to consume and provide for himself sounds pretty dangerous. Do you think that if you were able to be alive for billions of years, you would learn to no longer have an ego? But the fact that you were created in conjunction with another version of yourself, aka alter ego, another living planet who is constantly in competition with Ego, I can understand why you have never lost your need for competition. Ego has the ability to consume life from other planets and is powerful enough to destroy them one by one, much like Galactus. But anything that is handcrafted by the Beyonder is sure to be extremely powerful. Coming in at number 7, we have Null, the god of the symbiotes, a being that lived before the universe was created and existed in endless darkness. And from what I can gather about this character, it seemed that he was okay with just chilling in a void until he was moved from his position at the recreation of the universe. This really pissed him off, and he decided that he would go to war with some of the Celestials, and he actually cut off one of their heads. After that, the Celestials were able to banish him back into the void, but not before he grabbed that head. He then used that head to make a living forge and harness the power of evil and darkness to make his symbiote armor and the first symbiote suit. This suit has the power to morph into anything from weaponry to a dragon, and it doesn't have the same weaknesses as regular symbiotes, and with it, Null is able to go toe to toe with some of the most powerful beings in the universe, and the suit was even powerful enough to take over Galactus. Coming in at number 6, we have the Beyonder, an all-powerful celestial force that can bend matter, create worlds, and give people immense power just for the fun of it. He flies around the universe kinda messing with people because he can, and he is so powerful it's thought that the Beyonder is actually a representation of Jack Kirby in the Marvel universe. He has a strange obsession with people living on Earth because he sees them as incomplete beings who are trying to find a whole consciousness, where he sees himself as the opposite, already maxed out and unable to gain any higher level of consciousness. The event that the Beyonder is most famous for is when he created Battle World. He warped reality to create a whole world so he could handpick villains and heroes to duke it out for his amusement. But this doesn't mean that it's impossible for him to slip up. There was one occasion where Dr. Doom was able to steal away his powers, and as you can imagine, he quickly started shifting reality into his Victor Von Doom liking. Coming at number 5, we have Cytorack, one of the oldest gods from Earth. He used to be worshipped like all of the other great gods on our planet, but for some reason he was banished to the Crimson Realm. He now sits there angry and dishes out powers of destruction to who he sees fit. The most famous person he is given powers to is the Juggernaut, imbuing him with a destructive force to tear down the world. He has the ability to summon armies of people to worship him, and within his Crimson Realm he is powerful beyond belief. But he cannot leave his realm, so unless you go there to pick a fight with him, you don't really need to worry about him, unless he sends the Juggernaut after you. Coming at number 4, we have the Phoenix Force, one of the better known entities in the Marvel Universe, as it has been able to work its way into movies and shows. It's one of the most powerful forces across the entire Marvel Universe. Now, this force can be used for good, and has been on some occasions. When the Phoenix Force was split between 5 different members of the X-Men in the Avengers vs. X-Men comic run, the holders of the force were able to use the power to rebuild Earth and create a form of world peace. But there have been times when the force is moving through the galaxy as a rogue and will destroy planet after planet while it looks for a host, so it's safe to say that this thing can't be trusted. There's also the fact that most of the characters who merge with the Phoenix Force go through an entire persona shift and have the tendency to destroy things. Coming at number 3, we have Ultron from the Annihilation Conquest storyline. Ultron typically sticks to messing around with things in our solar system, but when you're one of the biggest baddies in the Marvel Universe, eventually you're gonna stretch your legs a bit and start causing havoc around the universe. For a time, the Avengers thought Ultron was destroyed, but that was not the case. He actually transferred his consciousness into the Bible Spire and took command over the Phalanx, and we already know how powerful those people are. After taking control of an army of aliens, he wanted to take over the universe and become even more powerful by discovering a way to take over an organic body, and he set his sights on Adam Warlock. Ultron merged with Adam Warlock and became one of the most deadly forces in the universe, and was just about to make an army of Adam Warlock clones, but was forced out of AW's body by a virus brought on by Nova. But Ultron still managed to take control of millions of Kree soldiers and create a massive body for himself before he was destroyed. Coming in at number 2, we have Galactus. I mean, come on, we can make a list of people tearing down the universe and being some of the most powerful creatures through space-time without putting Galactus on the list. Let's start off by saying Galactus is old, like he's been around for billions of years. In fact, he was at the birth of the multiverse. Without getting too deep into this, Galactus used to be Galen, who was alive in the 6th multiverse, and when it was about to collapse into itself through another rebirth cycle, he flew into the center of the collapse and met the sentience of the multiverse, who gave him the power to survive the rebirth of the multiverse, and he was reborn as Galactus. He could now devour worlds to stay strong. Now, when this bad boy is hungry, he tends to be weak, and he is actually killable. But when he is juiced up on planet fuel, he is able to slap around multiple Celestials at once without even breaking a sweat. And coming in at the number 1 spot, we have Abrax, an entity who was created at the birth of the first multiverse and is the yin to the yang of eternity. Eternity being the force that makes sure the multiverse is constantly reborn and life goes on and reality can keep moving forward. Well, Abrax is the opposite of that. He seeks out the end of existence because that is his purpose. Like, dude, just chill for a minute. I'm trying to plan a picnic over here and I have a hard enough time finding out if it's gonna rain. Now I gotta worry about if existence will be deleted permanently. Eternity saw Abrax as a threat to reality, so he locked him away inside himself. Galactus is the balance that keeps Abrax in place, but when he was killed, this made the universe fall off kilter, and Abrax saw this as an opportunity to force himself into existence and nearly ripped reality apart. Alright guys, that's everything we have for you today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Until next time, I have been your host, Jay Dorena, and keep enjoying this nerdy content.